to Twilight and Lee Jasper, one of the things that came across the pond, so to speak, to the U.S. was after the Norway massacre. We heard your Prime Minister, Mr. Cameron. We've heard the German Prime Minister and the French Prime Minister or President say that multiculturalism doesn't work. And that seemed to imply that people of different descents who aren't of European descent that are coming to these respective countries are just not able to fit in and assimilate, and therefore it's just not going to work. And, you know, and if it's not working, then maybe we just need to take some other measures and move in another direction. Your thoughts on that? Does that sort of attitude, when it's coming from the highest levels of government, is that something that is also fueling the type of unrest that we're experiencing? And I'll start off with you, Twilight.
I think it adds to it. Although I do have a belief that most people don't know exactly what that kind of conversation or those kind of things are leading to. Because Merkel in Germany said it just before David Cameron, and then after Merkel in Germany said it, then David Cameron said it, and then one of the officials of the Racial Equalities Commission here, all in the UK, also said the same thing. And I'll tell you what I heard when he said that, Davey. What I heard was it wasn't that multiculturalism was not working. What I heard was foreign nationals living in our country who are now citizens do not support our foreign policies. And because they don't support our foreign policies, it's not working. That's what I heard.
Wow. How are you seeing this, Lee?
Well, we all know that when the economy dips down, racism rises up, and the last bastion, the scoundrel politician, is when the economy's in the toilet. He starts pointing out some minorities as the problem, and so you start talking about the economy, and you start talking about Muslims, or you start talking about black people. So we understand that tactic very well, and those of us who have been around, do not by that kind of analysis. It's a divide and rule tactic, and it should be rejected.
Well, wow. You know, we could talk for hours more, and we may have to have you come back on, both of y'all, to give us crucial updates. But as we are closing out here, if I can get maybe some parting thoughts, some things that absolutely need to be heard on this side of the world by our listeners, as we start to, take in what is going on in London. What are some marching orders we should take, or what is a perspective we need to hold high? And I'll start off with you, Lee Jasper. Lee, did we lose you? Okay, we lost Lee. So, Twilight, I'm going to let you get the last word here.
Okay, well, one of the things that I think we need to, the marching orders that I would give to people on the West Coast, is that the West Coast is giving the world a lot when it comes to fighting for social justice. The West Coast gave Fela a sister who was a member of the Panther Party who educated him, Fela Kuti that is, who went on to go back to Nigeria and fight for social justice in Nigeria amongst his people. The West Coast gave people Kwanzaa, which was a celebration to unify the community and bring back principles of community in order to bring about changes that were needed in our community. The West Coast gave the world the peace treaty that took place in Watts to bring an end to violence between young people caught up in gang violence. The West Coast is giving people constant inspiration for standing up for social justice and standing up for what's right. So what I want to say to the West Coast, the marching orders are that we have to get global with this. My former mentor, Michael Zinzan, member of the Black Panther Party, who was a member of the Coalition Against Police Abuse in Los Angeles, originally from Chicago, used to always tell me when I was under his tutelage that you have to think global but act local. So we got to start thinking global on the West Coast and right across the United States and get active locally. Locally, we have a case of a brother by the name of Davey Bey, who's driving while black in Norwalk, stopped by the police, and now with the complications around that case, they're trying to give him 25 to life, and there's no grounds for it. So I would say the campaigns like that, we have to link them up. Campaigns like that, we have to get involved. And we have to start being more vocal about what's taking place, not only in the way in which we communicate with one another in the community, but as well as how we communicate with those in positions of power and via the social network. If we all speak as one world, eventually we can give one solution and put an end to the back and forth trading of tactics and strategies to keep us off point, off balance, and unable to progress and move forward. Because they trade policies between each other to displace us all the time. You know, and definitely when you get a chance, grab that latest Dead Prayers mix CD and start educating yourself. We need Marcus, we need Huey, we need Garvey, we need that kind of teaching. And we got to bring it back to where it really matters, to the grassroots, and get it moving.
Well, Twilight, we appreciate this. We will be in touch with you. And thank you for guiding us and giving us some insight as to what is going on in London. We also want to thank Lee Jasper, who we lost on the phone. But we will have them back in future shows.